This story begins in the farthest forest of West Virginia, where we see a couple named Rich and Hallie climbing up at the edge of the desolate road. As Rich reaches the top, he sees a dirty stream of water in front of him. And celebrating his victory, he immediately asks Hallie to come up. Now we see that Hallie's foot is slipped while climbing, but controlling her, she again tries to climb up. Here he calls Rich for help but gets worried about not seeing him before. Suddenly she is shocked finding the fallen blood drops on her face. She lays eyes on Rich, who is fallen down by someone. Before understanding anything, someone begins to pull her up forcefully. But she handles herself, cutting her rope. But losing her grip, she falls down, where she sees Rich corpse. Seeing him, she starts crying. At the same time, some voices are heard from the mountain. Hearing them, she moves to her car to rescue her life. But her foot is trapped in a barbed wire and she falls. And that murderer takes her with him, dragging. Now we know the occurrence of robberies in this region, where the news reveals the theft of cars one after another. Even people claim to view witchcraft in this area. We again view a passing car in this region, where we see Chris, who is going for an interview in another city. During the journey, he is caught in a traffic jam. And he finds himself late when the traffic does not move ahead. Getting off the car, he goes to the front standing truck, where he asks the reason for the traffic jam from a truck driver. The driver tells him that at a distance of 5 miles, a chemical truck has turned upside down. So they have to spend many hours here. Hearing it, he comes to his car and gets in worrying condition. Finding himself stuck in traffic, he turns his car around. And he informs the company of his being late, but the phone is disconnected because of the mountain area. In search of a phone, he sees a board of gas station and he drives his car there. On the way, he observes the ownerless cars one after another. And passing beside them, he reaches the gas station, where he encounters the owner of the gas station, who seems a sick person. Now he tries to inform company people getting of the car. But he cannot contact me because the phone is dead. Now he asks the owner of the gas station about the other address which leads to the city. But he ignores his conversation. Suddenly, he lays his eyes on the clipped map there, where he finds a rough road leading to the city. Now he asks about this road from the owner of the gas station. Hearing it, he suggests going on this way. Now he moves to that way, where he reaches an intersection crossing thick forests, where he notices a board of shortcut. Pondering it, he leads his car to that rough road. And he sees a dead deer. As a result, his car is crushed with the front car. A fatal accident has occurred of these both cars, but Chris is survived. Now the owners of this car come to him asking about his state of health. Restoring himself, he apologizes for his mistake from them and talks to return the payment of loss on his part. Along with it, he asks the reason for the car stoppage in the mid of the road, where Francine responds that someone has spread the barbed wire on the road, so their car's tire has punctured. One of their friends suggests going to the previous gas station for a call. But Chris forbids them to go there. All decide to go alone, but Evan and Francine stop for taking care of the cars. Now they discover a dead mongoose on the way. It seems someone has thrown it, tearing its midst. Walking at a distance, they see the burning tires of cars, which indicate the danger. But he asks to move further. There we see Francine and Evan, who feel a movement in nearby bushes. And he goes to check, but Francine is got worried about not finding him. She goes after him to search. While walking, she sees a shoe, Evan. As he goes near it, a cut ear of Evan is also seen. Looking at it, she starts crying. Then a person puts her into death, attaching. We see the remained people at the end of the road. All 4 persons go for a helping hand. While walking, they discover a house and move towards it for help. Chris is gone upset noticing the number of cars. He knocks at the door for asking for help. Soon they know, there is no one in the house. All come inside for making a contact, where they see a dining table. It shows, This house has not been cleaned for a long time. On the other side, glasses and car keys are found. Opening the refrigerator, he is left astonished. We find the different limbs in the refrigerator. Jessie sees the same barbed wire which had torn her tire of the car. Now all four begin to escape. At the same time Chris peeps into the window and observes a coming vehicle there. All four run to the back door, but finding it locked, all are frightened. On the other side, we see the killer who comes inside the house, who throws the dead body of Francine. And we look at Chris and Jessie, who suffer trauma seeing the dead body of her. Now we first time observe the three cannibals who place Francine's dead body on the table. They start to cut her with their sharp tools, catching sight of this bloodshed, as Jessie is nearly to scream. Scott places his hand on her mouth. After a while, those cannibals fall into a deep slumber as they eat the dead body. Finding chance, all try to leave stealthily. During it, a cannibal looks at them. Seeing him, all escape at the backside. At first sight, cannibals reach there searching for them. And Chris plans to steal their vehicles and distracts his attention towards him screaming. But a cannibal shoots him. As a result, he is fallen down, receiving an injury. Observing it, all three are shocked. Now we notice Scott running into the forest. Noticing the truck, he moves towards it. At the same time, an arrow pierces him. And the other three escape, saving their lives. At a distance, their truck is stuck in the mud. And they have to leave the truck behind. All three lead to the road from the forest, rescuing them. Day turns into evening. And those cannibals go for the hunting of three of them. On the other side, three of them take a rest at a place after getting tired. Where Carly asks them to look up. As they look, turning themselves, a watchtower is seen in front of them. They feel pleasure. And we see three of them climbing up. But they are saddened finding no one there. Where Jessie gets a first aid box, using it she dresses Chris. Further, Carly gets an old radio. Playing it, Carly asks for help but does not get a response. Chris hears some sounds coming from downstairs. As he looks, he sees the three passing cannibals downside. And those three are seen climbing up the tower. And looking at them, Chris places all their belongings on the entry gate. And after some times, he sees them going. And Carly begins to tell their location through radio. Then the cannibals damage the wire of the radio and set the fire to tower. Finding herself in flames, Carly takes the kept box and breaks the window of the tower for the safety of her life. Chris notices the tree downside and three of them save their life jumping on them. The three cannibals observe them and aiming to catch them, they start to climb up the tree. And seeing their arrival, three of them are seen to move from one tree to another. While crossing a tree, a cannibal reaches near Carly. Finding a chance, he cuts her into two pieces, attacking his face. Now Chris stands up, stabilizing him. He hears the sound of a vehicle and notices a police van. Running, he stops the car. As a policeman steps towards him for his help, an arrow pierces his eye. Now we see a cannibal who comes to kill Chris, but Chris hides under the car, saving his life. The cannibal bends to search him but is left astonished, finding nothing. Now we see a house where the cannibals had fastened Jessie. As one-eyed cannibal is about to kill Jessie, he hears a coming vehicle sound from outside. Hearing it, one-eyed cannibal moves to the door. Chris attacks sitting in his car and crushes him. Getting off the car, he kills the last beast with the pointed arrow attacking him. Chris unbinds Jessie, saving her. A cannibal attacks him during this time. Now Jessie kills that cannibal with an arrow while looking at Chris dying. Now both go outside the house. Suddenly putting his eye on the police vehicle, Chris targets its fuel box. With the big blast, this house is destroyed. Now we again see the road where both had reached the gas station by truck. And the owner of a station locks his door fearfully as he sees a coming truck towards him. Coming out from the truck, Chris detaches the map and departs.